Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. Today we are going to be looking at the two Spartan Griffin figures. So we have an official Spartan Griffin, and then we have the Spartan Griffin as labeled by Target's website. So I just wanted to get these two in a video, take a closer look at each one, and then look at them side by side so we can finally see once and for all which figure is the correct Griffin figure. So this guy is the first Griffin figure that we had. Target revealed Halo Heroes Series 14, and this guy was labeled Spartan Griffin on their website. Mega themselves never really called him Griffin. They gave him a Spartan Mark 7 nameplate, and that was about it. But Target had it labeled Griffin, so everybody said, oh, this is Griffin. And it even went so far as to get into like more Halo-related news before Infinite came out. People were using this as a reference to say, oh, this is what Griffin is going to look like. And it went pretty far. Like, everybody thought this was going to be Griffin. And even when the game came out, it was kind of hard to tell what color Griffin's armor was. So for the longest time, we didn't know whether this guy was accurate or not. But it's been confirmed many different ways now that this guy is definitely not at all close to being Griffin, which I'm super happy about because I love this figure. And I love that he's just a nameless multiplayer Spartan. That gives me a lot of opportunities to do photos that maybe would be a little bit weird if he was a named character. And it's just such a... The look, the purple is just such an awesome color. It's like this slightly metallic flake, dark grape purple almost. And then paired with the silver lower arms and legs and the silver visor, it's just so good. It's so good. I love this. Like, this is definitely, in my opinion, one of the best Infinite figures Mega has made. And then pair that with the awesome Needler. Looks absolutely fantastic. This is pretty much like if you just need one Needler, this is the Needler that you need. And then the fact that he's all purple and kind of matches the Needler just works so well together. So I'm pretty happy that this is just a generic multiplayer Spartan, because that means he's not dead. So I highly recommend getting this guy if you don't have him already, because he is really, really cool. And with the release of the Banished Phantom, we got our official Spartan Griffin figure, which I'm kind of surprised. I really did expect him to be some sort of a Halo hero, but they decided to put him in a set, which is probably good because I feel like the Phantom has been easier to get than Halo Heroes lately, which is weird, but that's just kind of how it is. He comes armed with a normal AR, no printing on it or anything. He does also come with an alternate missile launcher that you can use in the Phantom, just so you gave him a little bit more firepower since he is going up alone against an entire Phantom. But yeah, the weapon's nothing to write home about. It's just an AR. And then the figure himself is pretty well done. Now, there was a lot of debate for a little bit about what color Griffin's armor was. People were saying it was purple. People were saying it was like blue. And it turns out the Midnight Griffin coating is this weird mix of blue and gray, and it's kind of spotted in terms of the color because Griffin scrounged and kind of put his armor back together. So we have kind of these lighter blue-gray lower arms and battle belt and thigh armor and lower leg. And then we have a more metallic gray lower arm, upper thigh, shoulders, chest, and head. And for those wondering, no, it is not the same gray as on the Scorpion Punch, which means when you swap the head, it looks wrong. This guy is much more blue. All the gray is much more blue. This is much more like matte, warmer gray, which is kind of unfortunate. It would have been nice to be able to swap parts like that, but it is what it is. Then he's got the chest print that is pretty standard for the Mark 7, which is nice. No print on the arms, unfortunately, but we do have the print up the shoulders, and then on the head, looks pretty nice. The visor was a little weird. I had to fix some of the outlines with a panel liner pen, but overall, pretty well done figure. I do like the mismatched look. It took me a while to actually like understand what I was looking at with Griffin, and then it took me a little longer than that to actually like the mismatched look, but it's grown on me, and I think it looks pretty darn good. When you put them side by side, there's really no confusing the two. It's pretty clear who's who. I mean, even just looking at the helmets, we have a silver visor and a gold visor. That alone is a huge difference, but then the entire figure is just completely different. There's really no confusion at all. We have Griffin and we have an unnamed Mark 7. So I don't feel like I really need to like compare them too much side by side, other than, just for kicks. They're both Mark 7 armor all the way through. And I love the Mark 7 armor. I think it looks fantastic. It's kind of unfortunate that it's not the default infinite armor. That's a little weird. Cavallino should have been one that you unlocked, and Mark 7 should have been base armor. But that's not what they decided to do. And we won't go into all the weird things that they did with infinite. I am hoping that we get a Cavallino Spartan helmet in Mega form soon. But I don't know when that's going to happen, because they've been going pretty hard on the new Spartan armors, so we might not see that for a while yet. But yeah, these two are pretty fantastic figures. I highly recommend getting both of them if you can. If you can't, obviously just get whichever one you can. Well, I was going to say get whichever one you have like the easiest access to, but honestly, you should get whichever one you like more. Like if you want an unnamed, just really cool Mark 7, get him. If you want a named character, then obviously you're going to want to get him. So again, just in case you guys missed it the first time, this guy is Halo Heroes Series 14, and this guy is from the new Banished Phantom. That is where you can find them. If somebody asks in the comments where you can find either of these figures, I'm just going to ignore it, because there's all the information you need. Halo Heroes Series 14, Banished Phantom. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.